Joe Tacopina is the New York attorney for Joran van der Sloot, and he joins us here in the studio this morning. Mr. Tacopina, good morning.
Good morning, Maggie.
Do you know where Joran is this morning?
No idea.
There are reports that he was spotted going into Chile and maybe traveling into Argentina. Do you have any idea if that's true?
I really don't. You know, I've read reports, many reports in the last 12 hours in regards to this investigation, and I've seen inconsistencies already. And I hearken back to the last 5 years with the Aruba investigation, where time and again we've heard stories come out that turn out to be rumor or false facts. And I think you just have to be wary of that when you're dealing with Joran van der Sloot and this saga. In
this case, though, you don't know if he's innocent or guilty.
Oh, I certainly don't, and I want to be clear about that. I mean, I'm not taking a position that he's being wrongly accused, if he's being accused. I've heard that there's an arrest warrant. I've heard that there's not an arrest warrant. What I do say is that Joran van der Sloot's an easy guy to point the finger at. He's a popular suspect. He's someone who, people believe, people have very strong opinions about this, that he got away with murder, literally, in Aruba, which the evidence says otherwise. The judges have said otherwise. But he's someone who's easy to point the finger at. He wears a bullseye on his back.
But a young woman was found murdered in his room, and police have said there's evidence linking him to the crime. An innocent person in that position, you would think, would be at the police station the next day saying, here's what happened, detail by detail, take my DNA, what do you want to know?
Maggie, if true, again, when we say his room, things already in this story don't make sense to me. For instance, she apparently went missing Sunday. She apparently was last seen with Joran on Sunday. According to witnesses now, again, now we're dealing with live witnesses where, you really have to wonder if the credibility of those witnesses are intact or not. You have now stories or allegations where she's allegedly seen going into his room on Sunday night. He's allegedly seen leaving 5 hours later alone, leaves the country either the next morning or later that day, and she's not found till Wednesday in the room.
I mean, that we don't know.
Did they not clean the room for 4 days?
I get that we don't know all the pieces yet.
Well,
we don't know all the details yet. But I have to tell you, I feel like I'm having deja vu, because I was in Aruba a few years ago when he was rearrested for the crime there, and attorneys were telling me the same thing that you're telling me.
And what happened?
But don't you think it's incredibly unlikely that the same young man, under the same circumstances, could be wrongly accused of murder twice?
Well, yes, I do. Okay, I absolutely do. But again, I think we need to see these facts develop a little bit more. The stories I'm hearing, some of them are not plausible, and some of them are so inconsistent that they can't be true. I just don't know what happened. But let's remember one thing. He was never actually indicted in Aruba. He was held for investigation twice and detained and subsequently released. They didn't even have enough evidence to bring a charge against him. So I think we need to put that in perspective.
All right, Joe Tacopina, thanks for your time.
Okay, Maggie, thanks.
Thank you.
A lot happens early on The Early Show, weekday mornings on CBS.